Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
How dare you!
Numbers. $10 million for Beyonce.
What?
To step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend 20...
Hold on a second. So, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. How much do you think Donald Trump paid him? Do you think Donald Trump can afford Elon Musk? I don't think so. So you're telling me these fake relationships is what you guys wanted in the government? People paying people to act like they like each other. Y'all playing too much.
Remember guys, she got $1 billion in campaign funds and now she's in $20 million in debt. But she was somehow gonna fix the economy.
Do it. Do it.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Fuck that TV and fuck that asshole. Do it. I'll buy
Okay, maybe not that fucking hard.
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
Dear convicted felon of the United States of America, I just have but one message for you. As a trans woman, as a human being, and as a true American, there is nothing you can do, nothing you can say, no law you can put into place that will stop me from being who I am, what I am, or where I want to go. Nothing you will do will stop me from being a woman. Don't like it? Leave. And for the rest of you who voted for a convicted felon, same goes for you. I go where I please. I use the women's restroom, I use the women's locker rooms, and I will continue to do so, whether you like it or not. Stay mad because you just voted for a convicted felon who ain't gonna do shit.
You know, I'm so sick and tired of the entitlement of these people. I was on Reddit the other day and I saw a post and this guy was like saying he's trans and he was like, oh, every time I go into the women's restroom, they give me funny looks. And he's like, are they transphobic? And then someone responded and was like, look, I'm gonna be real with you, yeah? They're not transphobic. You were in a female space. They probably feel threatened. Okay, how do you think they feel as women? Do you even consider their feelings? No, you don't. You only think about yourself. And then the Reddit moderator basically banned the guy and said, you're transphobic, okay? It's just insane, it really is.
Okay, so since Trump won the election, we're cooked, yup. I'm gonna be leaving the US and I'm gonna be moving to Hawaii. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll update you guys.
Oh my God, who the hell cares? When you don't get your cheap ass.
Hey, This is a family environment. Please leave right now. This is a family environment. We're not doing that here. We represent Panera Bread and the brand. I don't care who you voted for, who you love, who you worship. Get out.
I'm not going to have my rights taken away.
Nobody's questioning anybody's right. Thank you. Please leave these other guests alone. We're not interacting.
The era of the celebrity political endorsement is over, and I gotta tell you, it cannot die fast enough. Now, America has rejected Beyonce and Lady Gaga and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and all of these people who are trying to tell us how to vote, and the Democrat National Party, the DNC, spent millions of dollars on these people. They spent $10 million on Beyonce, and they spent $3 million on Lizzo, and then they spent all this money on Eminem and all of these other people in order to waste all of this money and then lose decisively and then end their campaign $20 million in debt. Thank God these people are not going to be running the country like they ran their campaign. But what this is saying is that the average person and the American people do not care about these celebrities anymore. We do not want to hear it. These celebrities need to sing or dance or twerk or act or whatever it is that they do, but I do not need for them to become political commentators during election years when everybody knows that they are just taking checks in order to do these endorsements. Everybody knows that Democrats run Hollywood. Everybody knows that most of these people were probably on Diddy tape somewhere anyway. And so that is why the vast majority of people have rejected them. That is why people do not care about celebrity political endorsements anymore. And I really do think that 2024 is the year when the celebrity political endorsement absolutely died, and it could not have come a moment too soon.
Hey Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
I was paid nothing, ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah.
It was reported that all these people got paid money. Oprah apparently got paid $1 million, and then here she was talking about, oh, it's to fight democracy. Yeah, you don't care about democracy. Somebody else apparently was paid, but then their money ran out, so they stopped endorsing her. So they obviously voted Trump then, didn't they? Because if you really wanted to endorse someone, you'd do it for free, just like Joe Rogan done to Trump. And check this next clip out, right? This guy is basically complaining that people like Joe Rogan are brainwashing young men. Check it out.
One. It's a negative one. It's a radicalization funnel. But what they have done in their online media ecosystem is build a radicalization engine, literally the way militant groups do around the world, that takes people from relatively low-level annoyances with the world. Why are eggs so expensive? Why is my kid learning this new thing in American history in school that I didn't learn? And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politics. It's an elaborate multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, and there is nothing like it on the pro-democracy side. We don't have when a man is just lost and lonely and not yet radicalized, we don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction. By the way, we should educate men that it's actually really great to live with a strong woman who makes money. It's actually easier. Life is easier.
At the end of the day, nobody wants to move in a feminist direction if they end up like you, okay? The truth is, he says we don't have the equivalent of the Jordan Peterson. Well, yeah, you do. You've got the mainstream media. You've been brainwashing people for generations. Now they're finally starting to wake up because we have things like X, where you can't control the narrative anymore and you're really mad about it. And the truth is coming out. And the funny thing is, Kamala Harris got invited on to Joe Rogan. So the opportunity was there. She turned it down. That was free media. Like, imagine that. She could have got millions of views for free and she turned it down. And that's somehow our fault. They thought they could just buy endorsements and pay their way to the White House. But I love how he says, like, young men are getting brainwashed by Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan. No, they're not. Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan don't tell people how to think. For example, if the mainstream media saw my channel, they'd probably say, oh, look at him, he's a right-wing lunatic. And the truth is, I don't care what people think. I don't tell people what to think. I just speak what's on my mind and I use common sense, and I don't care if you agree with me or not. The mainstream media, on the other hand, they purposely try to brainwash people. They're the ones who are saying, if you voted for Trump, you're a racist. Even if you say, no, I'm not a racist. They're like, nah, we're telling you why you voted. It's crazy, it really is.
way she walked off that stage and she held her head up high and she, why do I want to cry? But the way that she fought for us.
Fought for who?
Very fucking demure. Very much.
And we are. And he is.
Why did I? Okay, so I'm someone who's struggling, and when Mom was struggling, I like to buy myself stuff. So I bought that doll.
I know you lying, boy, girl, whatever you are. I know good and well. Your big old grown butt didn't go out there and buy no baby doll, no Barbie doll. A Barbie doll to deal with you bought a Barbie doll to help you get over Kamala losing. Y'all, that's not very mindful. That's not very demure, whatever you said, okay? Go get that receipt. If you threw it away, go dig in the trash. Go get that receipt and return that Barbie doll. Actually, no. Go drop it off somewhere and donate it. So a little girl, a real girl, a little girl can have a Barbie doll for the holidays.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
What's interesting about the mainstream media here is they're complaining about the American people not wanting to spend $15 billion to get rid of people, but then they went ahead and gave $200+ billion to Ukraine, and nobody said anything about that, did they?
I spoke to the president-elect on the phone 48 hours after his victory and asked him what he believes his mandate is. He told me it's to bring common sense back to the country. As for day one, he told me, I think we have a lot of firsts, and brought up strengthening the border. I pressed him on the price tag of his mass deportation plan, which experts say could be in the billions. He told me, quote, it's not a question of price tag. Really, we have no choice. When people have killed and murdered, they're not staying here. There is no price tag.
So what's going to happen now is this guy is the new border czar. The media are going to basically criticize this guy non-stop, even though he's doing a job that he's supposed to do. And he is ruthless with it. But you have to be ruthless in this job. He's the ex-director of ICE. So I think he knows a little bit more about it than the delusional mainstream media. Anyway, let's see what The View have got to say about all this.
So perhaps that means that they will go back to the plan that was that both the Republicans and the Democrats were going to do at the border and was stopped by you-know-who. So maybe that's in his mind, that there is something to do there.
You realize, I mean, it's chilling what he just said. You realize that when he says, yes, families can be deported together, what he is saying is that U.S. citizens can be deported. What he is saying is, if the parent is undocumented and they have U.S. citizen children or U.S. citizen spouse, or and you don't want to separate them, then let's deport the U.S. citizens. Look, Donald Trump won the electoral vote. He won. He's going to win the House. He won the Senate. For all effects and purposes, he's got the Supreme Court. They've given him immunity. This is what the country voted for. This is, a lot of people thought that when he talked about mass deportations, he wasn't being serious. I don't know how many times he had to say it for people to realize he was being serious. Well, if you thought he wasn't being serious, the appointment of Tom Homan today as border czar, and he will be in charge of a mass deportation program, the largest the country has ever seen, they say. And now Stephen Miller, as deputy chief of staff, should let you know that he was absolutely serious. And when you talk about mass deportations, people think, oh, it's just going to be the criminals. There's not enough criminals, aliens in the federal prison system for it to be mass deportations. What it means is grandmothers. What it means is brothers and aunts. Yep. What it means is abuelos y abuelas. It means dreamers. It means family members. It means your colleagues. It means your friends. It means people who are part of the society. And look, America, you know, those of you who voted for Trump, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You screwed around and you're about to find out.
So this was posted on X, and she's trying to say that US citizens can be deported. She actually got fact-checked pretty quick on X. It says US citizens cannot be deported, but we didn't even need that fact-check. I think everybody already knew that. In other news, Jimmy Kimmel says January the 20th will be his last show. I'm leaving for Europe the next morning and never coming back. Oh no, who cares? Anyway, as we're talking about delusional people, here's AOC and her take on the border.
Talk about this now. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was out stumping for Bernie Sanders in Iowa. Let's take a listen to what she had to say on Saturday.
Organizing is about tipping people off if you start to see that ICE and CBP are in communities to try to keep people safe. I'm here because Senator Sanders has actually committed to breaking up ICE and CBP.
Tom, your thoughts on that statement?
It's ridiculous. It's an extremely stupid statement made by somebody I never consider real smart anyways. But here's the elected lawmaker. She's a congresswoman standing on a stage telling people how to obstruct ICE, tipping off people that ICE is looking for. And she needs to realize 9 out of 10 of everybody ICE arrested last year was a convicted criminal or pending criminal charges. Let me talk about a few. Last year, 137,000 criminals, 2,000 were murders, 12,000 sex offenses, 45,000 assaults, 62,000 drug offenses, 10,000 weapons offenses. And she wants the community to tip these people off. The ICE is in their neighborhood operating. ICE's job is already extremely dangerous. Now she's making it more dangerous. And she's one of these Democrats keep saying, no one's above the law. The president is above the law. We need to impeach the president because he's not above the law. But apparently illegal aliens are above the law because ICE isn't allowed to arrest them. It's a ridiculous statement.
I think that there is this sort of feeling in America that undocumented immigrants are taking their jobs. There's this feeling, like you mentioned, that there are American citizens suffering because other, I guess, funds are being given to undocumented immigrants. But the fact of the matter is, undocumented immigrants paid approximately $96.7 billion in federal, state, and local taxes in 2022. And so that is very significant because they pay into things like Social Security, they pay into things like Medicaid, but they don't get the benefits. So the notion somehow that they're taking away from American citizens, they're really giving to this country. It doesn't mean they're taking away, but people that...
Women on The View are just invincibly ignorant. They are just fully wed to living in the fucking dark. Or at least some of them are. Listen to this.
We talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border crisis is on their doorstep.
So
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
Did you see how she just blew off the entire reasoning? She tried to tell her it's because they're on the border. Because they actually are negatively affected by the illegal immigration that's going on. Because they're the ones that are dealing with this. Not these people in Washington and New York and California on these shows. And then the smug look of not giving a shit about the reality. And she just was like, no, it's misogyny and sexism. Crossed her arms and just smugly stared at the camera. Do you legitimately think that Latinos voted with Trump 75% in a border town because of misogyny and sexism? Do you know how detached from reality you have to be to think that way? I genuinely fear that the liberals in this country will learn nothing from this electoral aspect.
Alright guys, that's the end of the video. So thanks for watching. If you got this far, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.